This is kind of a segment they have through AARP. It's called Life Reimagined. And in other words, I have reimagined my life as a truck driver and a dance instructor. So this touches a bit on my story from being a family guy to driving a truck and the lifestyles of a truck driver and the challenges you have to be a healthy truck driver, and then transforming that into dancing. So.
And I read Big John's book about a month ago. Fantastic book. It features him as well as a few other people who have made some big life changes. And it's in audio format as well. So I really encourage you guys to check it out.
What's the name of the book?
Life Reimagined. Mm-hmm. I'm a truck driver and a dance fitness instructor. I think I'm the only person out there that does this. I love everything about dancing. It's a passion. It's mind, body, and spirit. It's a freeing thing. I'm the size I am. I'm 6'7", 300 pounds, and nothing's gonna slow me down. Nothing's gonna stop me. Here we go. When I was younger, growing up, as far as dancing goes and my curiosity with dance, it was the neighborhood I lived in. Back in the mid-'80s, we're talking break dancing, doing a helicopter on the ground on the cardboard, and we danced against each other. After my teen years, getting in my 20s, and I guess pretty much the only time I danced was at wedding receptions. Even though I was a big guy and pushing 400 pounds, I just still got out there and did my thing. I felt so good about it. The truck driver lifestyle is brutal. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. Your health suffers with driving a truck with lack of sleep, your choices of food, and so on and so forth. In February of 2011, I entered a Biggest Loser contest on KISS 107 here locally in Cincinnati. They chose me to be one of the contestants, and they supplied me with a free gym membership. So being tied into these gyms, obviously there's Zumba being offered. So I'm like, this is my chance. Zumba's what got me into the dancing routine again, because they tie that with fitness. I always thought my purpose was being a father and being a husband and providing for my family, and that's what I focused on, But what am I doing for myself? My health is suffering. Dancing is my calling. Dancing is me. I want to help the obese, the 300 to 400 and 500 pounders. I mean, just because you're obese doesn't mean you're not human. You still have feelings. You still like music. You still might want to get off the couch and move a little bit. Right now, I'm probably around 310, and I like to get down to about 260. Probably about 50 more pounds. I'm on this journey with my students, with these people. I'm not there yet. I'm not where I want to be yet. So when these people walk into my class, they're like, look at the instructor. If this guy can do it, I can do it. And that's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Step out of your comfort zone. Start to feel comfortable with being uncomfortable. There's lots of situations in life where we're uncomfortable, we're intimidated. Maybe it's dance class. Awesome, awesome. You guys rock. So I've had social anxiety disorder. I mean, that's what I have. I don't feel comfortable talking and socializing. I make myself do it. And doing dance fitness, I have to communicate with people. I have to see people. Dancing's kind of helped me get over that social anxiety. I look up to Ellen DeGeneres, I really do. Seems like she's been through some things. She's conquered, and she's a dancer. It's in her, She gets out there and does her thing. She walks up and down the aisle. Well, that's kind of like I do, that energy. With me instructing, it's like I like getting everybody into it. So me and her could get along really, really well. Here we go. Age has nothing to do with it. I feel like I'll be in my 70s having dance fitness classes as Big John Dance Fitness. I just feel that way. 30 years from now, I'll be doing this.
right, what did you guys think of the video?
Awesome.
It's amazing.
Well, that's a wrap for Life Reimagined today, but in a little while I'll be talking with Jerry.
I should know that about YouTube. It'll just keep going. Whoops. All right. What questions might you guys have for any of us up here? Yes.
Okay, my problem is I have arthritis now in my knees, and I drive a tractor trailer, and that's the reason I have arthritis in my knees. So I like to dance and I like to eat out. I try and walk, but it's difficult. So what would your suggestion be? And you know, I try to stop and eat healthy, but that's not always an option, especially over the road drivers.
I would say myself, for me, and I can only tell you what works for myself. I don't have arthritis, but a lot of losing weight is above the shoulders. You have to believe you can do it. Be determined. Dig deep.
Well, I was
Yeah.
610 pounds.
Yeah, and that's great.
Yeah.
That's great, but keep going at all costs. Do whatever you can. If it's not walking, walk slower. Just keep moving. Keep moving.
Something else that can help that my husband has a bit of arthritis as well, and people look at me funny when I tell them that he does yoga. And even when we were in a van and we didn't have much space, every night before I go to bed, I lay in my bed in the bunk and I do yoga. I stretch. I do as much as I can, and it helps. And it also helps to calm you down. It helps to relax you. You can clear your mind before you go to sleep. And I find I get a more solid sleep when I do that. As far as eating out, I can give you a couple of websites that we did, because when we started out, we didn't have a refrigerator or a freezer or a microwave or anything, and because we were in a van. And at that point, I started following very similar to like the Weight Watchers type plan, where I could look at what I needed when I ate out. And the thing that America has done is they always tell us bigger is better. So they've distorted what correct portion sizes are, and that's how we gained weight. You know, he would go to a truck stop and find comfort food at night, and he would crawl into bed and go to sleep. He gained 150 pounds.
Yeah.
And he's lost almost all of it. I am an emotional eater, and when I was diagnosed with cancer and went through a few other things between the emotions of that and steroids and other medications, I gained a lot of weight. And I had to step back and realize that it wasn't just I was trying to hide behind something, and it was because I had not always had self-confidence and never thought that I could do certain things, and I always hid behind a wall. And when I saw the first 20 pounds come off and somebody made a comment, and you know, a little bit more and a little bit more, and you know, you may look at me now and be like, yeah, she's still fat, but I've lost almost 120 pounds. Between the two of us, we've almost lost 250 pounds as a person, a big person. And we've done it all over the road. We don't go home very often. We're out typically 3 to 4 months at a time. And I mean, little things like he eats 6 times a day, you know, little portions. He has little healthy snacks. I'll pack him a little snack pack before I go to bed. And he looks at what, you know, he can eat throughout the day and makes himself snacks for when he's driving. And it's sometimes it's hard preparation, but preparing yourself for the journey that you're going to make. It's not only your life you're changing, it's your family's, it's your children's, it's your nieces, your nephews, your parents, your cousins, your brothers. I mean, they don't want the call one day that you were found in your truck and had a heart attack because you didn't take care of yourself. And I'm not directing that at you specifically.
I know.
But I mean, that was one thing that really changed us, because at, how old were you? 27 years old, and he was nearly 400 pounds. He was 2 pounds away. And it not only affects, you know, your joints, things like that, but also eating, you know, heavy, greasy foods also affects, you go into, you've got gastrointestinal issues. It can affect your gallbladder, and then if you have your gallbladder taken out, That changes everything after that. And then you have to change your diet even more. And it's one of the things that we, you know, being over the road, we get the advantages of we see a farm market on the side of the road and have a half-hour break that we have to take. And we'll stop and pick up fresh fruits and vegetables and things like that. And we slowly started eating less and less processed foods. And I'll still drink Coke every now and then, but, you know, we gave up pop. It's empty calories, it's sugar. And when you're sitting, your body just holds it. And we just, you know, started making little changes like that. And I mean, I make pies in the truck. He still eats steak. There's nothing that we don't not allow ourselves. It's all in moderation.
One other thing I wanted to touch on as far as the exercise segment was, we don't go to a gym. You know, even though you can go join Planet Fitness, you know, they're all throughout the country. But what we do is we just do a lot of walking. You know, even if it's at a slower pace. You know, if my knees hurt that day or something, you know, I'll take it a little bit slower. But get out, and even on your